All right, let's now cross over to Nyeri County, where my colleague Carol Derry is joining us live from there with the burial of Archbishop John Mugecha of the AIPCK Church. A splinter group of AIPCA is currently underway. Mugecha is one of the leaders who led the breakaway from the mother church. Leaders in attendance at the funeral including Nyeri County Senator Mutahi, Kagwe and local members of parliament. Let's now link up with Carol Derry. Carol, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. How is the ceremony currently?
Good afternoon. We are in Teto constituency in Nyeri County, as you have said, for the funeral service of the late Archbishop John Baptista Mugecha, an inspirational leader from these parts of the country, a leader who was known by many, and as you can see, perhaps you can get the view of those in attendance here at Teto constituency. It is a funeral service that is well attended, and perhaps it is important to note that Archbishop Mugecha is one of the leaders who led the breakaway from the AIPCA Church, that is the African Independent Pentecostal Church of Africa, and together the leaders formed the splinter group that is AIPCK, African Independent Pentecostal Church of Kenya. And a number of reasons that might have led to the breakaway. But other than that, Mugecha, the late Archbishop Mugecha, was a man who was known not just here in Nyeri County. And perhaps to give us an insight into Mugecha's life, his life as a leader of the church, his life as a local leader. He was also a member of the Gikuyu Council of Elders. And perhaps one can ask, how is it that a religious leader can also be a member of the Gikuyu Council of Elders, but the African Independent Pentecostal Church of Kenya was formed to accommodate African values and ideals. We're joined by Bwana John Waruru, one of the officials of the church. He's also the area sub-chief. Thank you very much, Bwana John. We are here at the service of the late Archbishop. You knew him personally. What kind of a man was he?
Actually, the late Archbishop was a very devoted person as far as national building is concerned, and also maintaining the spiritual ethics within the community.
All right. I've seen quite a number of leaders in attendance, starting with the host of Tetu, or rather the host of this service, the area legislator, Ndongo Gedenji. Perhaps if you could tell us a few of the other leaders who are here. I've also seen the senator, Nyeri Senator Mutahi Kagwe.
Well, apart from the host, Honorable Ndongo Gedenji, we also have Honorable Waitito and Senator of Nyeri County, Mheshimiwa Kagwe. And we have Kanini Kega, the neighboring constituency of Kieni, and some other leaders from regional community.
Sure. So we have leaders from across and also people from all walks of life. It is a well-attended funeral service. But perhaps when you talk of Mugecha, people remember him for the breakaway when they moved from the AIPCA and they formed the AIPCK Church. The wrangles perhaps that might have existed then for Mugecha to have led the breakaway church. As a church official, do you know why this was? Why was the breakaway? What contributed to it?
Actually, the contribution to why the church broke up, or rather they separated, is not as big as the people do try to exaggerate. It was just a matter of different in ideologies, in leadership and managerial systems. And that's why the government, or rather the court, decided to give them their fate. Those who want to be led with the different systems, they follow AIPCA. Those who want to follow AIPCK, they have their own systems. That is all.
What were the differences in ideology, perhaps? AIPCA and AIPCK, just a few of those.
Actually, the bottom line was only who should lead the church, who should be answerable to who. And the whole system is within the AIPCK. The spiritual leader is also answerable to the board of the national board of the church, and not like the other side of the church where the archbishop is the chairman, or rather the head of the whole system.
All right. And Mugecha is said to have been a straight-talking man. During the funeral service of Mheshimiwa Kenywa's mother, he actually told Kenywa off, you have been a leader in government and yet the roads have not been renovated. He actually told him off that. And he was a straight-talking man. Some might call him controversial, some might say brave. Your experience with the late, you knew him personally. You told me he was there during Kenyatta's time. If you could give us a bit of history.
Actually, the late Archbishop is a straightforward man. And maybe him having served different governments has contributed. He was a very friendly to the Honorable Mzee Kenyatta's government. He was a youth by then and he served it, hoping that he gained some experience in that. And later when Moi came into power, he was also a friend person to the president and the system of KANU. Actually, he was the chairman of KANU in Tetu and as well official in Nyeri County. Apart from being afraid to Moi, he is also afraid to Honorable Kibaki, the immediate former president, and the present one, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, has been afraid to the Late Bishop and also the deputy. Even actually, deputy came to the home some other time before they came to power when he was in the ODM. So basically, the Late Bishop has been afraid to the government of the day.
What will he be remembered most for as a leader, as a church leader, as the head of the AIPCK church? What will be, on a local level, this is Teto constituency where he came from, Nyeri County, and all the followers of AIPCK in Kenya, what will the late Archbishop John Mugecha be remembered for?
At the local level, he'll be remembered for his influence in making sure that whoever is able to go to school and is poorly financially unstable, he contributed a lot. And also he made sure that the local schools are uplifted and learning. And at the national level, as far as leadership of the church is concerned, he has helped to open up more branches in the whole country, up to an extent of the neighboring country of Tanzania. We have a place called Hispania. We have a branch there. So he has contributed locally and also at national level in the social well-being of the community and also in the spiritual welfare of having many branches of AIPCK churches in the country.
Okay. As we wind up, it is known that there were calls from other quarters, perhaps some made to the late Archbishop Mugecha and other church leaders for there to be a reconciliation, a merger back between AIPCK and AIPCA. There were calls, can the two groups, can the two factions come together and form a bigger church as it was before? And as an official, what would you have to say to that?
Well, all I know is that in every sector, that is AIPCK and AIPCA has its own leaders. Apart from having Mugecha as the spiritual leader of AIPCK, there are those decision makers in the whole system. So we are waiting to see the direction. All of that, they have their own things to be done in their light way, and they have their own stand at the moment. No external influence can make the two churches merge, apart from the sitting committees or rather sitting board of members who can lead the followers to the direction that they want the church to be. But going by the current constitution of the country, we have the power of the people. We still believe that the local people, or rather the followers of the AIPCK and AIPCA, have a lot of the say in the merger if such a thing can happen.
Okay. A bit of history of the church, African Independent Pentecostal Church of Kenya. It is one of the churches that affiliate themselves with some African traditions. And you know, sometimes those two are oil and water, Christianity and African customs. But for AIPCA, there was a middle ground. What are some of the things that you can say were middle ground between the Christian church that is AIPCK and African customs? A few of those.
Actually, with the AIPCK church, with the African customs, there is not a big gap. But as far as the illegal ones, like circumcising women, all those funny things, which are not godly. Because even without the AIPCK, there is that African culture of real God and fearing God. So we believe that whatever the church has is just spiritualized and kept in a system, in a theological way. But we have tried to show that with being an African, you can worship God in your mode of style, apart from importing style of worshiping. And that's where the church comes in. We avoid importing mode of worshiping from others.
Right.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much, John. Before I let you go, you're the area chief as well, and I know we are at a funeral service, but if you might have a word or two regarding the voter registration exercise as a leader, also speaking in your capacity as a chief, how has it been? Because this is day 3, they're saying that it is a bit slow, even in this region. People are still not really going to the registration centers. What has your experience been, and what would your advice be?
I tend to disagree with them that are saying that the pace is slow, because as an area administrator, we have seen so many people coming to register in Nyeri. especially within the Tetu constituency. People are very eager to register. People are coming for their IDs, where our officers, we have been following them. Actually, our area chiefs have been following these people up to their homes. So there is a lot of effort within the administration system, and also the local people. The Nyubakumi system have mobilized almost every home visit. We have the lists of who is supposed to be actually the vote, who is supposed to be remembered, told to go and do the necessary of registration. So it's a system that has been embraced by the whole community with the name of registering more people within the time given by the government.
Okay, lastly, fighting alcoholism. President Uhuru Kenyatta had made calls to the people of Central Kenya, and the provincial administration, you being a chief, how has it been so far? There was a bit of resistance and people toed the line, but there's still more to be done. What have you seen as far as fighting illegal brews and illicit brews?
Now, as far as fighting of the illicit brews is concerned, we want to say that as the system of the government through the administration, the local administration, it has been curbed. Actually, in the Tetu constituency, it has been curbed up to the head. We don't have these things. It has been recorded widely that Tetu was actually number 1 or 2, where we did not have the local illicit blues. So the state is that we don't have illicit blues in Tetu, and that is the start up to the moment.
All right. Thank you very much, Bwana John. Thank you. We've been live on KTN News. Thank you for your time. Asante sana. We've been listening to Bwana John Waruru, the chief here. We are at the funeral service in Tetu constituency, the funeral service of the late Archbishop John Baptista Mugecha, an inspirational leader, some might argue a controversial leader of sorts, because he led the breakaway from the AIPCK church and formed his own splinter group church, that is the AIPCK. But people from all walks of life are here. The Nyeri Senator is here, Mutahi, Kagwe, area legislator Ndongo Gethenji, Kenny MP Kanini Kega, Ferdinand Waitito is also here, and a host of other leaders who are here to give a befitting send-off to the late Archbishop. Back to you.
Carol, thank you very much.